Hi. So, I wanted to make this video on my birthday, but also on almost the anniversary of a year ago, June 1st, when my husband joined me in leaving Schenectady, upstate New York, and flying to San Juan, Puerto Rico, with the intention of at least staying there for the summer, possibly longer, but with the intention of trying to get my life back. There's a story that I've shared, on my YouTube page, and I just haven't really gotten into the details. And I feel like now that I'm a year from that experience, that it's a really great opportunity for me to share my truth, to let other folks know how difficult and challenging it can be, but also to hold myself accountable and to set my intention for the next year ahead as I turn 49 today. So, I'm a crystal meth addict and my name is Chad. I didn't know that was going to be part of my story, but after celebrating 25 years, I literally got a tattoo on my arm, this arm, celebrating 25 years sober from alcohol, crack cocaine, and cannabis. And 4 months after I celebrated my anniversary, I was exposed to and around somebody that was using crystal meth. And with the intention of trying to not use it, I would spend time with this person. And I thought, I had 25 years sober. I was the director of a drug and alcohol treatment program. I had been sober for so long, like, I can do this. I could be helpful to other people that are struggling. And despite my best intentions, I have learned that in the right environment, my ability to resist it is pretty much diminished. And I got caught up in my sex addiction and said yes. And it started with hanging out in a hotel room and using it for the first time in conjunction with G. And the end result that night, that weekend, was I didn't know what happened. It completely takes you out of your reality and it takes you to a really crazy place. It completely exacerbates sexual impulse, and what turns into a couple hours of what's supposed to be a quote-unquote good time and being high turned into pretty much a weekend of craziness. And so that was like around September, late August, early September of 2022. And I might be screwing up the dates. But it then lasted for 10 months. And what happened is I started to use and connect with this other individual and get hotel rooms and stay in hotels locally, 2 or 3 times a month. We would get a hotel for a day or two or the weekend. And it always ended the same. It always started with the fascination of getting high and having great sex. But then it always ended with paranoia, guilt, fear, sick, vulnerable, in a really bad place. And it was hard because, I had people that loved me, that respected me, that didn't know me to be this person that I was becoming and that I was struggling with. But, it doesn't matter if you have 25 years sober. If you're around it and you've started using it, the ability to just not do it is not easy. So things got pretty crazy. And by the time I got to January of 2023, I had to put in a resignation for my job because I didn't feel comfortable that I was involved in the work that I was doing while also actively struggling with the crystal meth addiction and my sex addiction. But more dramatically was the crystal meth and the danger that's associated with that, especially legally and just as far as accountability goes and being honest and true with people around me. So I resigned my job at the time, and also, made a decision that I was going to have to put a pause on my marriage because things have really went out of whack, because we had an open relationship, but then I was out having chemsex, basically, which is when you're using crystal meth and other drugs like G or Molly, and you're having sex with lots of random people. And I'd gotten on PrEP prior to that, but still, it was pretty dysfunctional for me. And so I had to put my marriage on pause, and I developed this plan that June 1st I would fly out to San Juan, Puerto Rico to hopefully start a new chapter. And so I worked on that for the next couple months, and I eventually left my position in the middle of April of 2023. And with the support and love of my husband and family and other people, I made the plan and got on the plane and flew out almost a year ago today. And 2 years ago, if you would have told me what would have been happening in my life when I was 47, 48 years old, I would have been like, what? Wild? Okay, I hope I survive. But it really was, what was my midlife crisis became my midlife opportunity, because it doesn't matter how many years sober you have. I had really gotten away from meetings, 12-step support meetings. And, I needed a fresh start. And I knew that wasn't going to happen where I was in Schenectady. And so, almost a year ago to the day, I landed in San Juan with the support and love of my husband, and eventually started getting back into 12-step meetings. And it really kind of became my self-imposed rehab on a Caribbean island. And I started engaging in self-care with exercise and meditation and just all kinds of things, spending time in nature, reconnecting with my spirit. Getting involved in workshops, learning about my inner child, going to Tantra workshops in Costa Rica. And, fast forward, I had the great opportunity to live in San Juan for 10 months and had some really incredible, and still do, sober friends there. I'm still part of a virtual hybrid meeting that meets every Wednesday night from San Juan. I'm able to join and reconnect with those wonderful people. And when I landed in Fort Lauderdale because I was ready to recommit to my relationship with my husband, and the stars aligned. And so I'm actually flying home tomorrow to Schenectady to help pack up our house that we sold, that we're going to be moving out of over the weekend and selling officially on Monday. And then with my husband and our 3 cats, we'll have a U-Haul, and we're headed to St. Petersburg, Florida, where we have a new house that we've bought and we're moving into on June 6th. So, and I'm hanging out in Barbara here, my car. It's been good to me since I've been in St. Petersburg. But I just want to say that, crystal meth addiction, especially in the gay community or the MSM community, is real. There's a lot of people that struggle with it. I'm grateful that I have been able to step away from that. And then once I've gotten to St. Petersburg, I have found Crystal Meth Anonymous, a family of others who I connect with multiple times a day, multiple times a week, for love and support and encouragement. Since I flew out from home back on June 1st, I've had 2 slips using meth, and kicked my ass for 12 hours at least, and then 4 days afterwards. And I know that as I head into my new year, my 50th year of life, as I head into this new chapter with my husband, as I potentially explore really incredible career opportunities ahead of me and speaking my truth about my struggle with crystal meth addiction, that my intention is I don't want to use anymore, and I want to stay sober, and I want to work the steps and do what I need to do and what I can do to have a rich and beautiful, abundant life that the universe is prepared to bestow to me, to hand over, as long as I don't prevent it from happening by sabotaging myself. And so I'll end by saying I just got done listening to an astrology reading, and the very end of the reading talked about the end of June, which is still a month out, which there's a lot going to happen in the next month. So a lot of triggering stuff for people who struggle with addiction. Triggers can be a lot. But reminded me that, to go ahead and stay on my path, my intention of recovery, because if I don't, the universe will help me do that, period, full stop. So I've said in other videos, if we continue to turn right and the universe wants us to turn left, eventually there's no other option other than to turn left. So I'm grateful that recovery is in my future. I'm grateful to start a new chapter with my husband in our new home in St. Petersburg. I'm grateful for all the love and support that I get from the crew down here with CMA and just 12-step in general. And I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to share my story, because I know other people are struggling. And if you're struggling, know that there's hope. Know that you're not alone. And please, don't hesitate to reach out. My contact information's here. I'll put a link to my website. I'm not perfect, and I probably won't do it perfect in the year ahead, but I love the opportunity to put my best foot forward, and to share in this experience with all of you. And so with that, I'll say be well, take care of yourself, treat yourself, love yourself, and we'll talk soon, okay?